Hello friends. I'd like to give a lesson today here for everybody to kind of gain some insight into this Lisajo weapon system and why so many people, or why I like Pro Chuck so much, and so many people seem to agree. And if you're not using them, that's okay. I highly recommend that you at least get some to experiment with, because they offer something you really can't get with other chucks. But that's a whole other argument, so don't start saying blah blah, I can do this, I can do that with the other chucks. It's all good. Yes, you can. Go ahead and have fun with it. Let's just go ahead and get to our lesson. One of the hardest things to do is to actually remove yourself from that you're observing, or from that you're trying to study, or that you're trying to understand. It's hard to get a fresh perspective when you're so busy injecting your own input or your own perspective into the thing you're viewing. So let's step away from that. I know that's hard, but let's step away from that. I kind of want to get you going on these easy techniques, or at least concepts, to get you going. If you've got the DVDs, then you'll be able to follow this and understand this really easy. If not, the DVDs were set up as an instructional curriculum for you to get insight into this, and to kind of take you places that you can't really do if you're too busy looking at this as a weapon you're going to beat people up with and everything. Yes, it is. Yes, it can be. Yes, it's batons as well. It's a lot of things. It all depends on how you want to view it. So let's go with an easy lesson. Let me put these traditional chucks down. I'd like you to just get your chucks and hold them down here at the bottom of the chucks. I know so many want to hold it up here, but if you would, for this particular lesson, go ahead and hold down at the bottom, about a finger, maybe 2 fingers from the bottom. I hope you can hear me okay and everything's centered. I'm out here all by myself. I didn't realize how much traffic noise there was over there on the road, but we're in the back of my dojo. Got a nice little place out here in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's start with this lesson. Just take and make a simple circle, just a ring. Now, from your perspective, I'd be going counterclockwise. From my perspective, I'm going clockwise. A lot of wars have started over such silly things as just saying, well, I say this is clockwise and you say it's counterclockwise. One of us is going to have to take the time and step through and look at things from the other perspective, from the other guy's view. So as I look at it here, I say, wow, it is counterclockwise. Hey, step on over here through the looking glass with me and take a look at my perspective, and you'll see that it's counterclockwise. And from your perspective, it's clockwise. So we're both right, and yet we're both wrong at the same time, because it's just a simple circle spinning. Now, if you can do that and remove yourself from it, then you're going to see that this is the main technique. This is the #1 important technique of all the nunchucks, of all bow staffs, samurai sword, whatever it is you're going to do, tennis, golf, you name it, it's all within this one circle. Now, for the nunchucker perspective and for the Lisajo patterns, the stuff on the DVDs that I offer, we're going to concern ourselves mainly with just a few things. Amplitude, how big we can make this circle, and how small we can make this circle. The smallest rotation I can get out of a pair of Pro Chucks is that right there. There's a little turn there. How useful is that? Only on a few things. The next amplitude is going to here, just a simple stick. Then it breaks off to the wrist. Then it goes to the elbow. Then it goes to the shoulder. All these different variations in amplitude are what give you what seems like an infinite amount of techniques. Now that we've got the amplitude, then we have to go to the attitude. And the attitude is, how is that circle sitting? And then at what amplitude is that circle sitting in relationship to your body? But for right now, let's just go ahead and leave this circle here. So as you're doing these drills, wherever you are, try to leave this ring right here. There's 3 ways you and a weapon interact. One way is the weapon, or you, move around the weapon. The other way is the weapon moves around you. And the final way is you and the weapon move together. So let's go ahead and just leave this right here, because we're going to do some simple things right now. We're going to change perspective. Very much like if you were looking at this ring right here, and it has directional arrows going on it. What does it look like from this side? What does the person say about this ring if this is the only thing they can view? What if they can't walk around and look at it from this perspective? Or what if they're not even intelligent enough or have the desire to go and change that view and look at it from every perspective they can possibly do? Whether from the bottom, from the top, from the left, from the right, what is it? You want to, if you can remove yourself from it, then you can see that. You can see that, hey, there's a lot of different views that I haven't even seen yet. So try to keep an open mind and remove yourself from this situation. Remove these chucks. So we've got this ring going here. We've already had the argument of what direction it's going, clockwise, counterclockwise. But yet now let's throw something else into it. Let's change our whole body perspective to the ring. Now we're talking, is it hitting in an upward direction or is it hitting in a downward direction? Again, perspective, and what is it you're trying to do with your tool? What is your intent? Is your intent to look real good, have fun, and enjoy movement, and just meditate in the movement? Is your intent to go and bash people's heads in with it, defend yourself? Whatever your intent is, it's okay. But you need to take all this into your purview. So as we have this, and I turn to the left, I'm hitting in an upward direction. If I change here and I move my right foot over and I turn to my right, I'm hitting in a downward direction. So really, is there an up or a down, or is there a clockwise or a counterclockwise? Again, it's all perspective. So for this lesson, really what I want you to do is just to be able to keep this going, draw a line on the floor or use your imagination and put you a line there. No matter what your body does, I would like this chuck or this tool to keep going in that same direction. So let's step through it. When you get to 12 o'clock here on the clock, let's step through and let it keep going and take a look. Here I'm hitting in a downward direction. Here I'm hitting in an upward direction. If I change my hands, then I've got this perspective. If I change my hands, I have this perspective. Now this is the body moving around the tool. All right, so give that a try. You'll really like it. Just step through and let the ring be the ring. Now, what amplitude, what size do you want the ring? Totally up to you. If you hold it this way, or if you hold it this way doing this move, then it's one thing. If you take and hold it this way and do this move, it's another thing. Now if you want to change your attitude, then you change it going at a different direction, coming around. You know, so you can have that skew changing. All right, so now let's go back to the basic ring. So here we're hitting an upward, here we're hitting in a downward. Step through, view it in different ways. Step back through. Don't let the ring change and don't let it move off of its mark on the floor. All right, so let's go ahead and get past concept now. Let's have some fun with some basic techniques. Go ahead and take your chucks, get a nice, easy, hold your chucks loose, and let a half, ooh, that sun is blinding. This is called a half rotation. Just let the chucks go and barely turn. Don't let it spin. All right, then go to a full count. This is a half count. This is a full count. Then it goes to a count and a half. Woo, that's blinding, forgive me. I like shooting outside. The sun makes it so much better video quality. I'm going to skew here just a little bit so I can see 1.5. Doesn't really help, does it? So we've got our circle going this way. We've got a half rotation, whole rotation, count and a half, count and a half. Then try to interject your body into it. I'm going to change my skew. Now we're going to add the body into it, so we're going to put it in here, half rotation, or half rotation, full rotation, full rotation, full rotation, full rotation. You can keep it rolling right on through. Then you could go count and a half. Put your body in it, count and a half, count and a half, count and a half, change, count and a half, count and a half, catch it with the other hand, whatever you want to do. So that's your half rotation, whole rotation, and count and a half. Now once you start doing that, there's all kinds of fun you can have with this stuff. All of the moves are in there. Every move that you could possibly conceive of is within just this one ring, because it's just that. There's only one technique in all of martial arts, in all of movement, in all of everything, and that's this right here. It's your perspective and what your intent is. So let's say I move over here and turn it this way. There's a whole other move. Let's say I go and turn it into this move. All right, come on back. Turn it into this move. Just start with the half count, whole count, count and a half, and have some fun. So that's our first lesson today. I'm running a little long, and I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to check back every week here. I'm going to put this up on the Facebook, and I'll try to give you guys some more insight. Don't forget to check into, if this is something you're interested in, I'm offering a really good Christmas package, so if you're interested in it, just research it, you'll find it. It's real easy. But start with this. Start with your simple ring. Check out your amplitudes and your attitudes, how you want that thing to rotate. And I hope you enjoyed this. and I'll talk to you later.